On a Wednesday night in Newark, New Jersey, we tip off an FS1 College Hoops triple header. It's the Seton Hall Pirates in second place in the Big East, welcoming the Providence Friars. Good evening, everybody. It is great to have you with us. I'm John Fanta. My partner is Sarah Kustok, and some big news off the top. Seton Hall's leading scorer, Kadari Richmond, is out with an undisclosed injury. What does that mean to tonight's matchup?
Well, this is the first time the Pirates will be with a different starting lineup this season, not to mention playing without your best player, but it comes down to what they are predicated on, getting things going on the defensive side and the comforts of playing here at home.
Let's take a look at our starting lineup, sponsored by Jeep, as you alluded to, Sarah. It is the first time the Pirates will play with a different starting five. But meanwhile, for Providence, how about the junior guard, Devin Carter?
Devin Carter has been tremendous. And I'll tell you this much, Fanta, Providence is not going to feel sorry for Seton Hall playing without their best player, having done so since last seeing this Seton Hall team with Bryce Hopkins being out. And Devin Carter has picked up that slack in terms of production, scoring. He is a true talent, and he's showcasing it through this Big East play.
You said it 3 weeks ago tonight was when Bryce Hopkins went down in the second half with a torn ACL, an unfortunate season-ending injury. Kadari Richmond again, folks, the Seton Hall star in the Big East Player of the Year race, out tonight for an undisclosed reason.
Yeah, and when it comes to Richmond, you know, hopefully it will just be here tonight. But you look at the numbers, you look at the points, it's not just about that type of production, but how integral he is to how Seton Hall plays. And that's going to be the adjustment period, especially in the beginning of the game, setting the tone, understanding that other players need to be a fulcrum point and still continue to play systematically how Shaheen Holloway has had them clicking.
Shaheen Holloway in year 2 at the helm at his alma mater. And he will hand the first career start to a freshman, Isaiah Coleman, tonight. And on the other side, Sarah, what do you like about Kim English?
He just understands how to get his guys to step up to big moments. You see it here, only 35 years old, but his resume speaks for itself, not only as a coach, but also as a player. They're coming off a substantial win against a DePaul Blue Demons team that has been stumbling, but you like that type of confidence, where on the flip side of things, Seton Hall, that tough triple overtime loss to Creighton is something that they're going to want to rebound from.
The tip is off of Alamir Dawes, and Providence will have it. The Friars in the road black, Seton Hall in the home white. Our officials, Matt Potter, Nathan Hall, and Lamar Simpson. Providence has had a week to get ready for this one, coming off their bye and a 100-point performance at DePaul, a get-right game.
So the opportunity to prepare, however, I imagine they were preparing to see Richmond. So how does that adjust their game planning?
Shot clock's down to 1. Oduro ran out of time.
Boxes and elbows for Seton Hall, doing a good job staying in front. You can see the size advantage that the Pirates bring to the table. And overall for Providence, again, a lot of what they do has been on the defensive side. They've been really tremendous through Big East play and how they've stifled opponents in different areas, but they do want to continue to push the pace and play at a fast tempo.
Meanwhile, Seton Hall coming off one of the games of the year, a triple overtime defeat to Creighton, as Dre Davis hops on the offensive glass, and he was stuffed by Ticket Gaines. Here looking for Oduro and gave it away. Here is Dre Davis. Cannot connect. Both these teams, Sarah, you talked about it, defense is a theme to what they do.
And so with saying that, taking care of the basketball.
There's Devin Carter right on cue.
He impresses me. I love watching him play. He scored all 3 levels. In particular, how he shot from the three-point line, watching him develop that through the course of his career.
The leading scorer in the Big East in conference play. Davis. Here's Adewusu. So they're without their point guard, Kadari Richmond, tonight. Adewusu cannot hit. Shot clock didn't reset. It's at 3 and a foul on Corey Floyd.
It's a tough foul by Floyd because you do all the right things, strong at the basket. You got Dawes in tough position and ended the shot clock. Those are some of the small things that you look at a redshirt sophomore. Corey Floyd Jr. is still continuing to understand and work through some of the aspects of the game in that regard.
Here is Dawes, the St. John's transfer. He falls. Trey Davis cashes in.
Just like they drew it up.
Yes.
But that happened. Some tough bounces. And Seton Hall, a couple nice sequences early that they weren't able to cash in on. That one, a great look to close things off.
We talked about Providence having a week to get ready for this game. It's quite the opposite with these Pirates playing a triple overtime game, and you come up short. That was what Coach Holloway was curious about with his team. How are we going to respond?
Well, and I think in terms of responding as a player, as coaches, a tough loss like that, the first thing you want to do is get back on the court. You see the ball bouncing out to Davis, who nails it. Been shooting the three ball really well this season, well above his career numbers. But that's what you want, John. I think you are hungry and motivated to just get back on the court.
Carter took a bump, no call, and here come the Pirates. Davis fed it to nobody.
Let's say this much, Providence has done a really nice job in transition defense because Seton Hall has been on the run. It looks like they're about to have a couple layups here early, and Providence has gotten back and protected the rim.
To all your points, this Providence team enters tonight 10th in the country in defensive efficiency. On the shot clock. Oduro to Floyd. In and out. Oduro able to get the offensive rebound.
Activity on the glass.
Dumped downstairs. Couple of fakes by Floyd, and Bediako denied his reservation.
And Oduro, that's a beautiful pass, but he had a mismatch with size. With Dawes on him, you almost wish he would have just taken it.
Dawes a little bit long. And after that sequence, it belongs to the Friars. A defensive start to this one in Newark.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing to continue to monitor, John, I think always the natural instinct when a team's best player isn't playing is, oh, it's a benefit for the opponent. Well, as I mentioned, what you're game planning for changes, your scouting changes, and also there's a lack of predictability. You have an understanding of how Seton Hall will play with Kadari Richmond. Without him, this is something that teams have not seen.
10 on the shot clock here for Oduro. He followed Kim English from George Mason. Josh Oduro is long. Davis has a head of steam. Trey Davis.
Euro at the end, that's a nice play, good push, and that's capitalizing on a couple of those runs that Seton Hall was not able to do early.
Davis averaging 15 per game in Big East play. Oduro again. Bediako stopped him. It will stay with the Pirates after our first timeout.
Fun back and forth game here, pushing the pace, and we got a Seton Hall team motivated, ready to come back and get themselves in a win column here at Prudential Center. Providence looking to make it 2 in a row. You're watching college.
Welcome back to the Prudential Center. Seton Hall up early on Providence 5-3. John Fantis, Sarah Kustok, and the million-dollar question that Shaheen Holloway navigates tonight is life without his superstar, who had a triple-double in Saturday's loss to Creighton, Kadari Richmond. Out tonight for an undisclosed reason, so the freshman Isaiah Coleman gets his first career start. And a turnover.
And turnovers have hampered Seton Hall some throughout the course of Big East play, second most in the conference. But this is a part of it. In, for teams, test your depth.
Dawes was long, and that's been a question throughout the season for Seton Hall. Devin Carter and one.
Tough finish by Carter. Good body control, staying with the play. Watch right here, the early offense for Providence benefits him. Carter continues surveying the floor, just a little bit of a bump there by Dawes as he's coming up the gut of the lane. He feels it, the hang time, control. Bediako trying to get a piece of it. And those are some of the crafty plays you see from Carter, which is what's made him the leading scorer throughout the course of Big East play, over 22 points per game. And again, we keep talking to, playing without key players, it allows for some space that gives other individuals opportunity to showcase what they can do and how they can fill some of those gaps.
Dawes off. Back into the hands of Carter. Carter this time showing off his distribution skills to Oduro.
He just ran hard into Duell off that play. He got hit in the neck. He was turning around.
Holding that right shoulder. Kim English calls him a warrior. He fought through the flu to play at DePaul last week. Dawes. Bediako with the offensive rebound. Kim English said if they don't box out Bediako, it could be a long night.
He's a beast. A lot of opposing coaches will say that, and it's not just his size. He's got excellent anticipation, and he knows how to get inside positioning. So it's a matter of making sure that you're pushing him out of his position.
Seton Hall second in the Big East in offensive rebounding percentage. Shot clock is down to 8. Gaines got a step ticket. Gaines with a slam.
Beautiful backdoor cut. Miscommunication defensively.
Dawes with the floater when he was fouled.
Take another look at this highlight from Ticket Gaines. Little fake dribble handoff, and Gaines goes back door. Seton Hall loses him, and jam! The lefty throw down. It's a nice read and react play by Providence.
Alamir Dawes steps to the line. You think about this team's journey as Jaquan Sanders will check in for Isaiah Coleman. Seton Hall club that was picked to finish 9th in the Big East Conference, entering tonight at 6-2 in the league in second place to only Connecticut, reigning national champions, at 7-1.
Some nice top 25 wins to go along with that. They put the pieces together. The grittiness and the moxie that Shaheen Holloway has asked of them on the defensive end continues to grow.
Garway Dual got stuffed by Davis. Providence trying to join 5 others with 4 Big East wins this evening. We'll see 2 of those other teams later tonight when Villanova visits St. John's at the Garden. Bediako's fouled by Oduro.
Providence is collapsing in on him. There's just not a whole lot you could do. He's been strong with the ball. See Oduro trying to work him.
As Bediako will step to the line. And Sarah, when we talk about this league, the ups, the downs, the only Connecticut loss in conference play came to these Pirates.
Yeah, and that's what you start to look at, the consistency of a group. So even tough overtime, triple overtime loss to a number 18 Creighton team, I mean, that still gives you, of course, Shaheen Holloway, this group would have loved to come away with a win in that one, but you're learning from those moments. And you will learn from this moment again as we keep bringing up playing without Kadari Richmond. It's part of the growth process for a team and big picture what you are trying to accomplish.
Just part of this league. It's why Mike DeCourcy has 6 teams from it in his current bracket, with Providence among the first 4 out. Oduro maneuvering and finishing.
Woo, that's some nice footwork by Oduro. And you saw even there, Dre Davis trying to come over to help and double. He read where that was at, and some savviness to be able to finish underneath the basket along the baseline.
Dawes can't connect. A pass ahead to Pierre. He's a local Jersey kid. Pierre can't hit. Up and down we go at the Rock. That one deflected off the hands of Dawes, and we've got a timeout.
Well, Josh Oduro has been showing off his footwork, and you look at it here. Strong, physical, a little finesse at the end, and Providence up by 1.
Providence up by 1 on Seton Hall. Let's go in the huddle with the Friars' Kim English.
Eliminate losing by playing up 2 feet and shot fake, right? Eliminate losing by making that play. Just catch the ball with 2 hands. All right, great job, great finish. We'll make those.
Simplify things, and that's what you hear from Kim English, a Providence team 3-4 in Big East, and they've lost 4 of their last 5 games. They did start the year 11-2, but it's about the simplicity of that. You look at the shooting here tonight. 4 of 10 from 2-point range, 1 of 3 from 3-point range. We have said this, a lot of what they have done in the Big East has been about their defense, changing the complexion of things, but you're winning here with between the margins of taking care of the basketball, taking care of the glass, making sure you are doing the things that you can control.
Dawes a little bit long, but another offensive rebound. Dawes long again. Well, Kim English's energy, he has this tagline in what they call Friartown, mindset. And we just felt that in the huddle.
Absolutely, and that's it's refocusing your priorities throughout the course of those timeouts.
Shot clock down to 7. Castro now with 3, tried to thread the needle, and there's Davis. Sanders tracking it down. Davis cannot connect. Hutchins Everett tried to go behind his back, and Seton Hall is 1 for their last 9. Carter in and out.
You said it. Looked like it was going down before it came out. Clean looking shot. No question he has got range.
Yes, he does. That's the part of this game Kim English says has evolved the most. Shot making. Adewusu got his own miss. The drought continues for the Pirates. Here's Davis. Dawes got a piece of that. Now Dawes, the freshman, on the other end. Beautifully done by the rookie.
Excellent sequence by Dawes, because everyone was collapsed in the paint trying to come up with that rebound for Providence. His range of recovery to get some fingers on that block and then leak out ahead was a really, really nice play.
Meanwhile, Seton Hall has not scored in close to 3 minutes, 0 for their last 8, and missing their leading scorer tonight, Kadari Richmond. 6 on the shot clock. Dawes knocks it down and breaks up an 0 for 6 slump on his end.
That's a big shot, and so we're talking a lot about Richmond, but for Seton Hall, a veteran player like Alamir Dawes, it's about calming things down and making sure nothing gets away from you, maintaining a sense of composure even if you go through some stretches where you're not making shots or getting stops.
Gaines, all 3 of these. fires again. Hutchins Everett sticks it back and one.
Big putback by Hutchins Everett. That's what they need out of the junior. Stretch big, he can pick and pop, but he's got size and he's got an advantage with his frame and physicality here. You see the inside position, good rip, going right back up with it. May make up for that attempted behind the back pass for Shaheen Holloway a couple possessions ago. The numbers aren't going to pop out at you, but again, this is the size advantage. Playing a mismatch, trying to exploit that is what you need out of him.
Sarah, Elijah Hutchins Everett started his career at Austin P in Clarksville, Tennessee. He grew up less than a mile from Seton Hall's campus.
Orange, New Jersey, baby.
Was a big-time Pirates fan, never thought it'd be possible to get here. And Shaheen Holloway liked him in the transfer portal, and here he is.
Making the most of it.
Duro checking back in for the Friars with Pierre, Carter, Floyd. And Barron, as that doesn't fall for Pierre, and here comes the Hall. Extra pass to the corner, but out of bounds for Brown.
That's a tough play because Sanders looked like he was ready to take that three-point shot, made the right play in the extra pass because Brown was open, and his shot fake to attack got him caught.
As Coleman comes back in, Carter takes a seat. Seton Hall with 4 reserves on the floor. This is a team that typically has relied heavily on their starting 5. Hutchins Everett, 2 back, Sanders, Brown, and then the 1 starter making his first career start tonight, Coleman. Really 5 reserves on the floor. Coleman picked it off. Coleman.
Isaiah Coleman getting his first start here of his young career, only a freshman. That's a good-looking stroke from 3, an area where he's not shot that well throughout the course of the season, but he can.
Just 24% from 3 on the year. Oduro walked. Well, we've got a tie ball game in New Jersey.
Seton Hall's been looking to push, play at some tempo, and make some shot. Isaiah Coleman, the last possession, stepping right into that one, and Pirates tie this up.
And the officials went to the monitor to review this in the break, so they conclude Isaiah Coleman's foot was on the line, so a 3 changed to a 2.
Very much. So it's a clear look nonetheless for Coleman, though. See one go through in Seton Hall.
What do you make of where we're at in this game?
I think both of these teams have come out. They're playing hard. There has been a certain level of sloppiness. You have some turnovers or some miscues off of passes, plays, what they want to run, a handful of defensive breakdowns, in particular on the end of Seton Hall, that's allowed some clean looks for Providence. Seton Hall's been attacking the glass. You look at the rebounds there. Now, obviously a dominant area for the Pirates, especially with the offensive rebounds, but it's all a part of it. And again, sometimes a feel-out process, having just seen each other a few weeks ago, but a different look to the lineup for both teams with Richmond being out.
Hutchins Everett, 3 straight games with a 3-pointer made. He did not make a single 3 in the first 16 games of the year. Can you find your jumper mid-season?
Absolutely. You can find your jumper at any time.
Yeah, Sarah, I'm still looking.
Well, maybe not everyone can, but I mean, that's a part of his game and how he plays, and at some point it's a level of comfort that comes through.
Barron. Hutchins Everett to the deck. All reserves for a team that has relied on over 90% of their scoring this season from starters.
What that means some of these reserves have saved up a lot of shots that they're ready to put up.
Hutchins Everett, not this time. And Dawes has it. Carter stops on a dime. Duro with the offensive rebound. Dawes. That's why he was a 4-star freshman.
That's good patience, too. Just getting to the middle of the defense off the shot fake. There was some disjointedness by Seton Hall because it originally started off the break and off an offensive rebound.
Carway Dawes. Kim English's first task when he got the Providence job, fly across the country out west and make sure he could keep his stud freshman recruit committed to Providence. It happened. That's a turnover. Their 5th. Take a look at Kim English taking over this program after a 20-win year at George Mason. The starters for Seton Hall enter, and you can just see Kim's activity. He will play his guys one-on-one.
I was just about to say, I thought you were going to say he will play, because he looks like he can still play.
Big 12 tournament most outstanding player while at Missouri. Ticket Gaines from the corner. His second triple.
Man, Ticket Gaines, you can tell he's been locked in here today. And Jam got him going, but hitting some outside shots. Good movement off the basketball that's created some looks.
Dawes weaving. Coleman. He's heating up. The freshman Isaiah Coleman. Four ties, 7 lead changes in this first half. Back and forth. These two teams played a 4-point game 3 weeks ago in Providence. Circumstances different tonight. No Bryce Hopkins out for the year. No Kadari Richmond out this evening. Shot clock to 3. Floyd had that deflected. Coleman ahead to Davis. Trey Davis. Gaines again. Big Ticket came to play in New Jersey.
Big Ticket came to play, but that's a really tough sequence. 5-point swing off that play because it looked like it should have been an easy lay-in for Davis off Coleman, getting him in the break.
Just 11 combined points in his last 2 games coming into tonight. He's already got 11. Dawes can't get the bounce, and Oduro with the board. And we've got a whistle here from the side. And Dawes heading over to the bench. And we'll take a timeout.
Well, no, who's not taking a timeout is Ticket Gaines. He has been locked and loaded, knocking down some outside shots to help Providence.
Stone, thank you very much. Here in New Jersey, Providence 25, Seton Hall 23. There seemed to be a little bit of confusion heading into that last timeout. Kim English didn't mean to take one, but the Friars charged with the TO. And Sarah, we basically have had a nip and tuck type of first half here in Newark.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, the largest lead, only 4. And a lot of this now is coming to play, I think, early on. More of the defensive-minded battle we saw, if you recall that, but some missed shots, a little bit of sloppy. Everyone's starting to catch their rhythm, catch their flow. You see some 3-point shots going down, and both teams playing it at a nice tempo and pace.
Gaines has been hot, thought about it, and still hits. 14 points for Devontae Gaines, 4 of 5 from 3.
Davis got caught up on that screen. Gaines is the last guy you want to leave open. You thought that hesitation might have thrown him off, but nope.
Coleman from the elbow. Bediako with the offensive rebound. He can't stick it back, and Carter collects. Carter with speed. That's the NBA upside of Devin Carter.
He's a blur. see him on the push, cutting through defenses. We've already talked about his three-point shooting and the range he presents, but to be able to work an intermediate game and get to the front of the cup, those are special qualities.
And now with the defense. 8-0 Providence run. Bediako and a foul on Gaines, and Kim English can't believe it.
Well, King English is saying that Gaines is boxing him out. Take another look at this and see exactly what happened. So Gaines is, what I will say is he's got him tucked there. So Bediako is coming right into him, but a little bit of a hook there with the right arm around him.
A look of total surprise from the Providence head coach.
Okay, that's not an easy matchup to keep Bediako off the glass. Gaines is doing what he can.
Adewusu. In and out. Dawes with a pick six, breaking up a 3-minute drought. Providence has shot 48% in this first half. Gaines 4 of 5 from downtown. That's the difference. Pierre, he was out of bounds.
For Seton Hall, good sequence there. A big play by Alamir Dawes to see the ball go through. You get a stop. Important minute 45 here in terms of momentum, seeing where the score is at, and if you're Seton Hall, feel a little bit better going into the halftime locker room.
Shot clock at 10 for Bediako. Handoff to Dawes. Dawes can't get the friendly bounce, and it belongs to the Pirates. And again, English is pleading with the official on the baseline. He just got a technical foul. He was on the baseline, and the officials finally had enough and tee up Kim English.
He's trying to stay in the coach's box right here, asking for some explanation, but he was not happy, and he was making sure the officials had heard it for quite some time.
Matt Potter, Nathan Hall, and Lamar Simpson, our crew tonight. This has been a point of emphasis, Sarah, for coaches across the country, staying within the coach's box.
And we talk about things being big, that's significant. And you look right here where he's at, yeah, he walks all the way. I mean, he's well outside the box and in the ear there on the baseline, well out of his area.
Well, you talked about momentum late in the first half. Davis hits.
Tough move inside, and now you got a 1-point game for a Providence team that was starting to extend a bit of a lead. And that goes back to Alamir Dawes with the pick that he had along the baseline. And Seton Hall putting a run together.
That is an illegal screen on Josh Oduro, and now that's his second foul.
And Alamir Dawes laboring a little bit here. I'm not sure exactly what happened or where he got hit. Briefly looking at the bench, let's take a look if it's knee to knee. Yeah, looks like left knee gets hit on the left knee of Oduro off that play. Just trying to walk it out here, but he's struggling.
They are already without their leading scorer tonight, Kadari Richmond, out for an undisclosed reason. Now your second leading scorer, Dawes, is helped off. And Shaheen Holloway throws his arms up into the air because that's the kind of day it's been for this Seton Hall team on the injury front. 16-second difference between shot and game clock. They've scored 6 unanswered, these Pirates. Wusu is off, and that is a foul on Castro.
Providence has had their hands full trying to keep Bediako off the glass. And look at Castro here. Just shoves right into Bediako. I said it before, it's not a ton that you could do, but it's that left forearm. He's turning, facing him. There's a lot of areas that Seton Hall is trying to fill some gaps on right now without Richmond, currently without Alamir Dawes. But the one thing that has helped them is the ability to get inside, work the glass, just be a menace there, getting some extra opportunity points.
Matt Potter's going to give you an explanation here on what exactly they're looking at. They are checking to see if it's a flagrant foul on that sequence.
Yeah, this could be upgraded. 1, watch the way Bediako comes back and hits his head, and 2, just the shove off an extension that you see out of Castro.
Sarah, these situations are typically, is it a basketball play? And now they've confirmed here, they have concluded that it is just a common foul. So no flagrant. Well, a busy minute for the officials.
Yeah. Handled it well. And for both of these teams, just how they finish things off here, continues to be integral. There's some stoppage, some emotions, a lot of physicality. With some good play on the inside by Bediako. Already you see the 6 rebounds, the impactful nature that has provided, in particular on this offensive glass.
Leading Seton Hall to a 13-2 advantage on the offensive glass. And giving the Pirates the lead. And Sarah, this morning we were at shoot-around, asked Kim English what are the 3 keys to the game. He said, keeping them off the offensive glass, keeping them off the offensive glass, and keeping them off the offensive glass.
Well, they've had their hands full so far this first half.
3-second diff between shot and game. 8 on the timer. Providence trying to break up an 8-0 run. Carter. Wusu got his hand on it. Bodies to the deck. Shot clock down to 1. Carter. Shot clock violation.
What a defensive stand by Seton Hall. And Carter's asking where the foul was at. But overall, the lack of even getting off a quality look for Providence is tough here. You see the wrap-up. Yeah, clearly off.
A timeout called by Shaheen Holloway is use it or lose it. So you've got 2.6 seconds to go in this first half. And Alamir Dawes is back on the floor joining his team.
Here, look right here. Shot clock has gone off, still in the palm of Carter's hand. Oh, there's the violation.
Well, Providence, they were up 30-23 with 2 minutes to go in this first half.
Big reason, ticket gains. He got to work on the offensive side, started with this yam along the baseline and knocking down some perimeter looks from the top of the key, from the corner. Continues to move. Yeah, let's go around the world. Hit one from the right side, and you can tell he just had a good hop and a step. The movement of Providence, but things have subsided some. A lot of it has been to the fact that Seton Hall has been on the glass, getting some second chance looks, coming up with some turnovers, and got themselves the lead back.
2.6 a day. Wusu to beat the buzzer. Seton Hall closes the first half on an 8-0 run. They're 12-0 this year when up at the break. Halftime here in Newark. Pirates and Friars in a Big East battle to start a full night of hoops on FS1. We'll send you to the studio with Rob Stone and Jim Jackson after the break. First half stats sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. What do you see, Syracuse?
Ooh, offensive rebounding by Seton Hall. The second chance points, the way in which they have attacked the glass, and obviously that has helped them with how poorly they have shot from the field, unlike Providence, who's been highly efficient here in this first half.
Welcome back courtside, everybody. John Fanta, Syracuse. 1-point game in the Big East, and Seton Hall entering tonight without their leading scorer, who's coming off a triple-double performance. Kadari Richmond out with an undisclosed reason. What have you made of what they've been able to do without him?
They need to score by committee, and that's often what you see out of Seton Hall. But Kadari Richmond impacts so many aspects of the game, so everyone has needed to take part doing so in different ways, whether it's in transition, on the push. We've talked about getting after the glass, knocking down some three-point shots. Isaiah Coleman getting his first start as a freshman. He's fit in really nicely, but this is what Seton Hall is going to need to rely upon here in the second half if they want to pull out a victory.
Finding a way to do it. In a lot of ways, that's how Shaheen Holloway has done it in his tenure.
Yeah, and obviously Richmond was a part of it, but even that win against Providence at Providence, 4 Pirates were in double figures. So that balanced scoring is always a part of how they produce.
A turnover on the opening possession of the second half. Let's talk Kim English and Providence. What'd you like in the first half? What would you like to see more of?
Well, he gave you those keys at shoot around, and that continues to imply you got to take care of the offensive glass. Providence has done a nice job of getting initial stops. It's just been hard, in particular, keeping Bediako off the glass. I like the way their offense has run, though, and there's been a lot of confidence and good fluidity with the shots that they've created.
Alamir Dawes, who went off the floor with an injury late in the first half, starts the second for Seton Hall. Shot clock at 4. Gaines was the hot hand in the first half. This time he's short, but got his own miss. Oduro left alone.
That's a great find by Gaines. Seton Hall disjointed because of giving up an offensive rebound, and I like that Gaines identified Oduro was on the inside.
Our 10th lead change of the night. Shot clock to 10. Dawes had that ankle late in the first half. The ankle's doing just fine. Now Dawes with a strip. How about this Syracuse stock? Alamir Dawes is doing just fine. He's up to 13.
Alamir Dawes is an integral part of what Seton Hall has done. Fifth-year player, and he's bringing a tenacity on both ends. And he was the one who sparked that run that got Seton Hall the lead going into half with a steal and a lay-in to begin with.
He had trouble walking off the floor there late in the first half as we've got a foul on Bediako.
And Dawes just attacks on ball here and rips this one. Take a look. Carter, we know how important he can be, but that's just Dawes reading the pass, stepping through, and doing a good job getting 2 for Seton Hall, especially finishing through contact.
And Sarah, while we talk about this Seton Hall team without Richmond, you've also got to look at Providence. They've had to play differently. A 5th game, unfortunately, without Bryce Hopkins, who had a successful surgery last week in Chicago, still in Chicago. We wish Bryce a speedy recovery. Ticket Gaines has been terrific tonight. He's got 17.
I think, though, that's what you'll continue to see from Ken English's crew. We're talking about ticket games, a big game he's having, is that sometimes it's a slow acclimation to playing without someone who is as important, who is as productive as a player like Bryce Hopkins.
Davis slams it home.
Good read, good pass, good finish, punctuating that.
Oduro being held by Bediako.
And Oduro cleaned out his own real estate there in the paint. Take a look at the other end. Beautiful pass, cut, nice slip by Davis to find the two-handed jam, and nice shot with their spacing by Seton Hall.
Bediako intercepted that pass. 10th turnover by the Friars. Dawes connects. Gates. Here's Carter with the floater. Devin Carter into double figure.
That's smooth.
10 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists for Carter. Well-rounded.
Absolutely.
Bediako got the offensive rebound, and Floyd swiped it from him. And a kick ball. That'll lead Garway Dawes back into the game.
Carter just turned the corner here, go right through Adewusu, soft touch and the floater to finish it. We've seen the amount of shots and ways that Carter can get off a look, and I think that's what's impressive. Just so you mentioned the other numbers, how he impacts facilitating if he sees two, if he has an opportunity to create for teammates.
Oduro had that swiped. Shot clock's at 8. It's down to 5. Dawes with 2. Dawes with 1. Shot clock violation.
Man, that is some defense by Seton Hall. Excellent job locking down Providence off this play. Not a whole lot that Dawes could do, and Coleman with the block.
By Jeep. There's only one. We're at the Prudential Center in Newark. Seton Hall ahead of Providence by 3. Alamir Dawes has shot out of a cannon to start the second half.
Oh, he was a man on a mission coming out of halftime, and look right here, whether it's a three-point shot, attacking the basket, creating some havoc on the defensive side with turnovers. Poise, patience, but also putting a lot of pressure on this Providence team on both ends.
Our leading scorers tonight. How about the efficiency of ticket games?
Ticket gains. I mean, look at this, 17 points. You said the efficiency, 6 of 8 from the field, including 5 of 7 from the three-point line. And he's a player who averages just over 8 points per game. He takes about 7 field goal attempts per game, 5 of those being three-point shots. But tonight, he just understood that he had some clean looks. It all began with that monster dunk along the baseline, and from there, it's been fun to watch.
Carter defending him. Here is Dawes. Behind his back. Shot clock at 8. Coleman. Teardrop.
Coleman is having one of the more impressive rookie seasons, freshman seasons here for Seton Hall that we can remember. Just continues to showcase it, starting for the first time. The replacement of Kadari Richmond, who was out. He is smooth. He's got a quickness and a good feel and instincts.
Shaheen Holloway met with him yesterday because he's been struggling lately. Shaheen told him, get back to who you are. Do the little things like that. Shot clock at 4. Floyd. Traveled. 13th Providence turnover.
Isaiah Coleman, only a freshman out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. And you look right here, just a little bit of a shot fake, change of speed off 1 foot, good floater. And also his defense, that initially created some dysfunction here on the Providence possession because of how he defended Carter.
Alley-oop attempt for Coleman. Now here's Davis. Dre Davis and a foul. And now some extracurriculars. Well, Bediako and Oduro have just been battling in the post.
They have. In different possessions, they've each gotten the best of one another. They both bring size, a physical frame. And Oduro understands the task at hand. We talk a lot about the offensive glass. Bediako is one of the best to do it and trying to keep him off. But Oduro himself has had some nice offensive plays.
With Dre Davis at the line, the senior from Indianapolis. His brother Tay transferring from Seton Hall, heading to Notre Dame after last season. But Dre staying with the Pirates. He was inspired to play for Shaheen Holloway because he watched St. Peter's go in the Elite Eight, and Mom said, I want you to play for a coach like him.
Yeah, I talked to Shaheen Holloway for 5 minutes, and I wish I played for him. Not instead of Doug Bruno, just, you get it, fan.
Never.
I don't need anyone getting upset with me.
Shot clock at 10. Down to 7, Floyd lost it. Dawes, Dawes with 9 already in the second half. Timeout Providence, and listen to the rock.
Dawes, the takeover has begun. Cookies! Oh, and you know he has got the Jets on. Strong finish at the other end, and the Pirates go up 9. But not only players, but teams across the country, and us getting some primetime women's hoops here on Fox.
You were in Iowa City a couple of weeks ago.
I was in snowy Iowa City for a tremendous game between Iowa and Indiana. I got to call it with Gus Johnson, who was thrilled that he was taking more selfies and pictures with people in the crowd. It was amazing. I was like, who's more popular? You or Caitlin Clark here in this arena?
Gus off to scores for that one Saturday night. Devin Carter and Sarah, for the Friars to get ignited, they need their leader.
They need their leader, and they need to just stay steady here in getting some stops. There's been a momentum push. Seton Hall, you could feel it from home. Alamir Dawes has been the one leading that. But again, the simple things, we heard that from Tim English early on.
Davis attacking, and he gets fouled going up.
And Davis gets fouled, he'll go to the line. But for Providence, you talk about Devin Carter, it just the impact he could have. Look at how deep he gets in the paint. Pulls out. Nice job in knocking down that shot. He's made some tough ones. And here you see Davis getting to the basket, doing a strong job. But the initial part of that play, Davis reads it well. They're able to attack because of the pressure. The question for Providence will be, and we've looked and talked at the early part of the game about their numbers and opponent field goal percentage and opponent scoring, what they've done on the defensive side throughout the course of Big East play. Can they create some turnovers? Can they put more ball pressure on Seton Hall? Can they get in the passing lanes, get some strips and swipes? It's been an area of vulnerability for Seton Hall, who has had the most turnovers throughout the course of Big East play. They're playing without Kadari Richmond. We know how much he has the ball in his hands. Is there pockets and areas for Providence to put on some pressure to create some easy baskets at the other end?
Richmond out for an undisclosed reason tonight. Seton Hall's leading scorer. He had a triple-double on Saturday as Hutchins Everett is called for the foul.
That's an excellent job by Castro trying to get deep position off the seal. There's a balance of three-point shooters and spacing for Providence that allowed him a lot of real estate on the inside.
Carter finding Pierre. That was a pretty dish to Castro.
Nice play coming out of bounds. And just a good read and a good, to your point, interior passing. It began with it from Carter along the baseline.
Kim English has loved Jaden Pierre lately. At least 4 assists in 4 straight games. Couple tonight, and the lead back to 7. On the shot clock for Adewusu, the St. John's transfer. Dylan Adewusu to Coleman. And you can't do that. That's a trap.
Rules are rules. It's a good closeout by Carter, went flying by, forcing it. See it right here. Carter on the flyby and Coleman. He realized that couldn't get away with it. You don't want to turn over, but you'll take a dead ball one as opposed to live.
And isn't it interesting, Sarah, as Providence starts to find a rhythm, it's Devin Carter making plays. Barron a little bit off, and Hutchins Everett with the board. Dawes hit that from the Pirate logo.
I could not be more impressed with Alamir Dawes. The shots he's been hitting, the way he has taken command of this game.
Rejected by Hutchins Everett, but a foul. Alamir Dawes with 12 points and 5 of 5 in the second half. High emotion. Big East basketball. A battle in the thick of the winter. Seton Hall has its largest lead of the night, and it came after this Alamir Dawes 3.
Well, and this is an excellent set and play call by Shaheen Holloway to get Alamir Dawes another nice look. Take a look at Jaden Pierre. So he's ready. He's trying to D up Alamir Dawes up top, but the stagger screen here by the 2 bigs up top forces him to go underneath. You think that there is not enough room for Dawes to get a shot off, but instead plenty of space, and Hutchins Everett even doing a nice job with the rescreen. Nails the shot, executes the play. It is a beautiful job by Seton Hall, and that's he's been the hot hand. He has been the guy, get it to your guy, and once again, Dawes delivers.
Folks, in the final minute of the first half, Dawes came up limping off the court. After taking a fall, he was holding his ankle. Went back towards the locker room with the trainer, Tony Testa, and his status was up in the air. He comes into the second half, and he's 5 of 5 in the second half, up to 20 points.
There also was a different gear that he was playing at, and we've seen the made shots, but he also got some strips. He got some steals. There's been ball pressure. How he's vocally led and communicated to his guys has been something that's really important, and he's a player that has gravity based on what we just saw, the range at which he can shoot. He can get to the basket, so it's also allowed some lanes, some spacing, and some openings for his teammates.
Jaden Pierre converts on both free throws. Seton Hall, Sarah, shot 10 for 36 in the first half, under 28%. Thus far in the second, 7 for 8. A foul on Devin Carter. Just his first.
And you look at Carter here. I mean, we've talking a lot about Alamir Dawes. He's trying to face guard him off that play. A little bit too much body, and Carter does not agree with that. But that's the challenging part. That's also the impressive part. We're talking a lot about Devin Carter offensively. Defensively, he's had a very tough matchup against Dawes.
David Tubek. And Pierre with the rebound. Carter left open for a split second. He's short. Adewusu step back. Gaines, Pierre, Barron, Carter, and Castro on the floor for the Friars. Here's Gaines, who's been hot tonight. Jaden Pierre in a homecoming game. He's an Elizabeth, New Jersey native.
Excellent setup by Gaines. Knockdown shot. This is a two-possession, a 5-point game, and I know it's felt like Seton Hall has had a lot of momentum, which they have. There was a ton of time left in this one.
There sure is. 1-point game at the half. Dawes is 6 for 6 in the second half. To the corner, Barron. Rebound by Coleman.
Barron is shooting over 48% from 3. That's an excellent set and great look getting it to the second side for a clear shot for him.
Coleman slashes in. Had that altered by Gaines. Take it, Gaines with some defense. Castro, he's fouled.
Ticket Gaines, he's been scoring, he's been dunking, but he's also making plays. The penetration and kick along the wing. And then Alamir Dawes with the answer. He just turns the corner. And regardless of where he's at in terms of size, mismatches, he's got such a steady ease where he does not get sped up. And his ability to create angles and get shots off is very impressive.
Rafael Castro, the backup to Orduro. In his third year with this Providence program. He's from Dover, New Jersey. So a couple of Jersey kids for this Friars team. Able to cut it within 5, and here comes the main man in the middle, Orduro. And Sarah, like you just said, Providence has been able to cut this down to 5. How are they doing it?
Well, they're doing it systematically. They're starting to get a few more stops, but a lot is it just continuing to create quality looks and quality shots. And that's what they can do. That's what it comes down to. I think often when you're playing on the road, it's always a challenge, in particular in the Big East, because I feel like the walls are coming in on you when a team's going on a run, but then you look at the score and you say, okay, we're just going to chip away at this, and that's what they have started to do.
Brown to Hutchins Everett. That's a jump ball, and the Arrows with the Friars.
Look right here. Brown trying to find his big on the inside. Just a little bit of a tie up there.
A big spot for the freshman Malachi Brown, who has played a very limited role for Seton Hall. Orduro got a step. Providence has gotten right back in this ball game. Two Friars surge. Dawes has been scalding in this second half. Alamir Dawes is 7 for 7 in the second half. He's got 24.
And Pierre was draped on him. His ability to handle in traffic and get that off.
Floyd. Off. Barron, the offensive rebound. Rich Barron to Orduro. And Oduro's foul.
Time for Bediako to come in. You see Holloway calling him in. They have been shifting and moving Hutchins' effort around. He has not been able to stay with Oduro. On the other end, though, Alamir Dawes, take a look at this handle. So high ball screen, and he's just working his way. He's got bodies on him. Leaning to the left. I cannot tell you how challenging this is. Trying to create space, get off, fall in left, shooting with your right, still gets it to go. And take a look at that, the second half perfection on those 16 points. And Seton Hall's needed every one of them.
Did you have that hanging runner in the lane in your arsenal in your prime?
No, I did not. And if it went in, it probably would have been lucky. I'm gonna say yeah, Fanta. Of course I did.
Sarah Kustak's honesty is appreciated by America.
Just set me up for some threes.
Always a good shot in Coach Bruno's system. What do we have here? A whistle and a lane violation on Davis. So Oduro, a 79% free throw shooter, will get an extra try. Down to 3. And what's at stake tonight? Seton Hall in second place in the Big East, a surprise of the league. They're 6-2. Trying to stay on pace in second with UConn at 7-1 at the top of the league. Providence currently in 9th, but trying to get to 500 in conference play with a matchup with Georgetown on Saturday on Fox. Shot clock at 7. Dawes lost it. Oduro will go to the line after our timeout. We've got a good one in Jersey. Down the stretch we come in the Big East. Seton Hall 55, Providence 52, less than 8 to go at the Prudential Center, and the Pirates, how did they get to second place in the Big East? With magic against ranked teams. First, December 20th against UConn, conference opener. Down went Dan Hurley's Huskies. Then, against these Friars 3 weeks ago, Dre Davis came up big, and the Hall took down Providence. And then on January the 6th, number 7 Marquette, a win over the reigning Big East champs, and there are your conference standings.
And it's been so fun to watch. I mean, you look at all of these teams, but the amount of parity that comes, especially in the middle of this conference, and what teams are trying to achieve and do. But for Seton Hall, you said it, the impressive wins and how they have gone about buying into what Shaheen Holloway has asked of them here in his second year. A lot of how he has coached is defensive-minded, and that's where these guys are coming together. But it's a mix of a backcourt that is filled with a lot of veterans, a lot of experience, and, you know, for what they want to do, the chippy, the edgy, the physical mentality, a really determined group, and they continue to stack together these wins.
Josh Oduro has picked it up here in the recent moments, came into tonight having combined for 37 in his last 2 games. Give him a dozen now, and we find ourselves in a 1-point game. What do you see it coming down to?
Well, the same things we have talked about in terms of taking care of the glass, taking care of the basketball. Both of these teams have generated some quality looks throughout the course of the game, but keeping things as mistake-free as possible is really important.
A turnover, the 10th by the Hall. Barron, Adewusu tracked him down.
After a turnover, that is a significant play by Adewusu to stay with it. You don't get possession back, but you at least stop what looked like it was going to be an easy 2 points for Providence. That's some excellent hustle there by Adewusu.
Inbounds to Barron, Big East Freshman of the Week. He was stood up by Sanders, and now a foul on Barron. The Seton Hall story is this. Alamir Dawes and Dre Davis have combined for 37. The rest of the team a combined 28. Dawes feeds it off. Bediako can't connect. Another battle for it. Jaden Pierre gives the Friars their first lead since it was 32-31.
Pierre gets that too, but credit to Oduro. He's the one that started that with verticality and strong defense to force the miss by Bediako.
Providence was down 51-41. 15-4 run, and Dawes got stopped. Davis gliding. Oduro got a piece of that. Carter, the Friars star. A 17-4 run by Providence. Timeout, Hall.
Providence is making a push. He has some stout play on the inside. Oduro, good job on Bediako, and then Carter rips it. Quick push ahead for Pierre. Some juice and momentum for this Friars team. They're starting to turn some defense into offense. We've boasted about their defense during Big East play, and now you're starting to see them reap some of the benefits of that. And anytime you can generate some easy looks, always adds some confidence and allows you to find a rhythm that they've been searching for.
Last season, Providence came into the Rock and beat Seton Hall in the conference opener. December 17, 2022, Bryce Hopkins led the way for the Friars with 24 and 10. And for PC, that was a conference opener victory that started an unbeaten run by them through the first third of conference play.
And look at what they're doing here tonight. 17 for Gaines, 14 for Carter, 12 for Oduro. And this is somewhat of a quiet night for Carter, not just in terms of points. He's 6 of 10, so very efficient, but the amount of looks that he has been getting. You mentioned earlier, he's been leading the Big East in scoring throughout conference play, over 22 points a game, and has really filled in the gaps with the absence of Hopkins.
Dawes not this time, but Davis with the offensive rebound. Seton Hall hasn't scored in 3 minutes, and now Oduro is called for his third foul. Providence still has one more to give. Dawes with 24, one shy of his season high. Alamir Dawes is short, and the drought continues. Entry to Oduro. Oduro! Put him on a poster! Providence run. Dawes tries. He knew he missed it. The Friars with another stop.
Whew. Providence continues to build. Stacking stops with scores. Some with a little bit more sauce than others.
Carter got a step. Devin Carter can't connect. Kim English thought he got fouled. Coleman, there's a bump there. In and out for Coleman, got it back, lays it in.
That is a big take by the freshman. Seton Hall has been in need of a bucket, a strong push, doesn't get the first to go, but stays with the play. 18 offensive rebounds for Seton Hall to bring 13 second chance points. That's been the difference.
Rich Barron is helped off to the sidelines. As the officials stop things here, the freshman heads to the bench. Corey Floyd gets up to come in. And does. So Floyd, Pierre, Gaines, Oduro, and Carter for the Friars. Adewusu, Dawes, Davis, Bediako, and Coleman for Seton Hall. If you're just joining us, no Kadari Richmond for Seton Hall tonight due to an undisclosed reason. That's a foul on Bediako. Shaheen Holloway is at half court. And Seton Hall's in the penalty. Can you sense what this one means, Sarah?
This has been a physical battle.
Providence has not missed a free throw. Oduro with 12 of his 16 in the second half, and the lead back to 5 for the Friars. Trying to get back to 500 in Big East play and fit in that log jam in the middle of the league. Shot clock at 10. Dawes took a bomb. Dawes. And a foul after a ton of contact. The question will be, who was that foul on?
I think it's staying here.
It's on Oduro, and we've got a timeout. Tons of emotion in New Jersey. Providence trying to get on track. Seton Hall trying to stay in second. We've got a down-to-the-wire showdown. That'll be fun at the world's most famous arena, Rob. We've got a great one here, 62-57. Providence was down by 10, but a key 13-0 run has them up 5 as we look at our game summary.
And a big storyline has been the offensive rebounds, which has helped keep Seton Hall in this one, given their poor shooting from the field. But 14 assists for Providence. They've done a tremendous job in sharing the basketball. Ticket Gaines has come through big time, as you see 5 of 7 from the three-point line. And a big part of the start and finish, quite frankly, to that first half into the second half was Alamir Dawes. He's cooled off a little bit. He's had Devin Carter assigned to him, and he's had a tough time getting off a lot of looks and a lot of shots as of late.
So your point, Dawes, starting the second half 7 of 7, 0 for his last 3. Gets the inbounds. Shot clock down to 10. Davis attacks, he was fouled. That foul puts Providence in the penalty. Both teams are in the penalty, both teams with 2 timeouts left, and the possession arrow is with Seton Hall. What a back and forth game of waves. Davis, 4 for 4 tonight at the line, makes it 5 of 5. It's a 1-possession game. Big spot for Rich Barron, who comes in for Floyd. So Sarah, offensively, what led Providence on their run that they've got to continue down the stretch?
Yeah, it's quality shots, but that started with defensive stops. And so the stops have allowed them to get some early offense, some good looks. We saw the assist numbers, but so much of it was predicated on getting stops, allowed them to play at a better tempo because they weren't always taking it out of the net and forced to play against this half-court Seton Hall defense.
Barron off. Coleman with the rebound. 3 minutes to go in Newark. Dawes slipped on his own. Bediako was blocked by Oduro. Oduro's 4th rejection of the night. Each team with 2 timeouts, each team in the bonus. The Arrows with Seton Hall. Shot clock to 10. Carter has had a superstar season. This time he can't hit. Adewusu has it.
Both teams in the bonus, both teams with 2 timeouts left. Still a lot of time, but is going to come down for Seton Hall to, if they can make a shot, create a quality look.
The man they typically go to in these spots is out tonight, Kadari Richmond. So instead it's Davis with 7. Davis with 5. Davis with 3, hangs. He's off. And it goes back to the Friars. Back-to-back stops for each team.
And that's a shot that Davis needed to take. He created one. He was in single coverage, coming off 1 foot off the block. But for Seton Hall, you want to generate a better look than that. That's the end of a shot clock. You have to put up a shot. And that's, when you go back to how is Providence taking this lead, it's stringing together a lot of good defensive possessions.
Timeout Providence. They have 1 left. Seton Hall with 2 left.
And this has been a really strong, in particular, second half for Josh Oduro. We saw Bediako have his way with him early on in the game, but Oduro has come through. He's had a presence on the inside, showcasing his ability to put it on the floor, whether it's facing up or back to the basket. Had a little bit more moxie to him and how he's playing. He's taken a hold of that. The 16 points, 8 rebounds, high level of efficiency, but he's had more of a commanding presence, and that's exactly what Providence needed, given the way that Jaden Bediako started, and add 4 blocks into that mix. And so he's done a good job just keeping things clean along with it.
When these 2 teams met 3 weeks ago, a 61-57 Seton Hall win. Late in the game, Sarah, and Providence is 2 for 11 in this second half from 3. Late in the game, Kim English gave the ball to Oduro. It didn't always work out, but they are comfortable feeding him in the post.
And that's a part of what grows. And again, I said it early on in the game, it felt like he didn't necessarily have his footing, and Bediako brought a lot of force, but there's been a different look at a presence and his ability to rim run too and get up and down.
Providence 1 timeout left, Seton Hall with 2. Both teams are in the single bonus. Possession arrow with the Pirates. Providence with just 1 road win on the year came at DePaul. This would be a big-time one. Carter, he was long. Offensive rebound for Pierre, and they can reset with 20.
And you still have time if you're Seton Hall, but that's a big offensive rebound, which often happens on 3-point shots, the long ones that bounce off.
Pierre, the Jersey native, with 6. Pierre to Carter. Devin Carter with 2, has to heave. Short.
That's a great block out by Coleman on Oduro.
Neither team has scored in over 2 minutes. This place rises to their feet. Adewusu is short. Battle for the rebound. Pierre has it. And now you got an 18-second difference between shot and game. And Dawes commits the foul. So Pierre, an 82% free throw shooter, who you'd like to have, will take a deep breath. and head to the line.
It's a big one's opportunity to make it a 2-possession game under a minute left.
Clutch. He's from Elizabeth, just a few miles from here. Has plenty of family and friends here tonight. They know what he can do. Lead to 5. Shane Holloway with 2 timeouts.
You gotta go quick.
Not using one right now. And time, a huge factor here. Coleman hits home. And now a timeout called by Holloway with 30.1.
And a nice job there by Coleman, turning the corner. You don't necessarily need to go for a 3 off that play, so he gets it to a 2. If you're Seton Hall, relatively quick off the possession. And now it comes down to you're going to need Providence to miss some free throws. You have turned this into a free throw game. So initially off this possession, you're going to go for a steal, try and force a turnover, disrupt some things. We've seen Seton Hall in full court pressure already, able to play half-court pressure the basketball regardless, but if you don't get that turnover, you need to foul immediately.
Each team with 1 timeout left. Providence in the double bonus. And the Friars with 17 fouls, Seton Hall in the single. Possession arrow, if there is a jump ball, a tie-up of any sort, the arrow belongs to Seton Hall. And how interesting is this, Sarah? Providence is 13 for 13 at the free throw line tonight. And you see Seton Hall 14 of 15.
I don't know if you believe in the announcer's jinx, Fanta, but
nope.
May need to hold you to it.
Floyd will be the inbounder. If they have trouble, they do have the 1 timeout. Floyd gets it to Pierre. They trap him. And now Floyd is fouled.
And if there was an individual who you wouldn't mind being on the line, Corey Floyd Jr. shoots just under 64% from the free throw line, and more so, he hasn't taken a lot of free throws. 7 of 11 on the season. Redshirt sophomore. Big moment and a big position for him.
His pops played for the Friars in the 90s. Missed the first. Oh boy. You said it. This is only his 13th free throw attempt of the entire season. We have a discussion here in the center of the lane from the officials. That's why Shaheen Holloway had the look on his face that he did. Here's Floyd with his second. Got the second. 27.9. What's the strategy?
Well, once again, you got to go quick. You don't necessarily need a 3-point shot. You just need a quick one.
Dawes drives, took contact. He's fouled.
Again, the strategy is not going to change too much here down the final stretch until you start to get Providence missing some free throws. For Seton Hall, especially now, since it's a 4-point game, you got to make your own free throws here with Dawes at the line, but all about going quick, and the same thing in trying to force a turnover. If not, you're going to foul again.
92% on the year. Each team with 1 timeout. Alamir Dawes has a new career high, 26. The lead back to 2. Floyd, the inbounder, searching. And we've got a timeout at the last moment called by Kim English. He is out of timeouts.
Well, and Jaden Pierce, look on his face, or Pierre kind of look on his face, but I think Kim English, understandably so, trying to help out his players, wasn't sure if they were going to be able to get it in cleanly. and wanted to make sure that it wasn't a 5-second call. So here, as that 5 seconds was winded down, Floyd finds Pierre coming along the baseline, but the timeout was called as they were inbounding it. Pierre saying, "Coach!" And that's tough decisions to make, but if you're Kim English, you're playing on the safe side. And again, better to use your timeout in this scenario than have a change of possession off of that.
And the other good news with the 2-point lead is that Providence is guaranteed 2 free throws with Seton Hall in the double penalty. So a 2-point edge. They're out of timeout. Shaheen Holloway has 1. If there were to be a jump ball, the arrow is with the Pirates. What a job done by Providence on the road here. They were down by 10 early in the second half, and you said it, they didn't have much rhythm, but got into it with their defense.
Yes, but give credit to Seton Hall now for coming back into this one and making it a 1-possession game. And Providence has. They did a tremendous job with their composure. They finally were able to get some stops, but now it's going to be about inbounding the ball and doing so cleanly, which that's not something that you can overlook. And for Seton Hall too, yes, have they been trying to force turnovers? Yes, have they been putting on full court pressure, knowing that if they didn't get it, they would foul? But you ratchet that up just a little bit more, knowing that Providence has no timeouts out of this scenario.
Number 1 for the Friars is who they would like to get the ball, because Jaden Pierre is their best free throw shooter at 82%. Who will get it here? They're out of timeouts. Pierre, and he's fouled. Just on the edge.
Ooh, that was close. I know that it was tough on the catch, and take a look at his pivot foot. Almost looked like it could have been a travel. So look at off the catch, the left foot is the pivot foot. Woo! We got a little bit of a drag there, and I'm not sure exactly where the foul was called or occurs, but it could have been called a travel.
%82 on the season, 5 for 5 tonight.
This is the big one.
Yes, it is. Got them both. Pierre perfect at the line. Seton Hall's 1 timeout. Adewusu will attack. Wusu hangs, can't hit. Battle for it. Coleman got it. Dawes for 3. Short. Wusu can't collect. 5 seconds to go. 3 seconds to go. Providence comes to the Rock and gets a huge road win.
What a finish for the Friars. And this is a tremendous show of resiliency by this Providence team here on the road. You mentioned it earlier. They were dealing with a deficit. They started stringing together stops, found ways to get some quality looks and come away with a W.
A double-digit comeback road win for Providence. That'll do it. From Newark, for Sarah Kustok, I'm John Fanta. Let's send you to LA with Rob Stone and Jim Jackson.